teach you this thing that they call the Buddhist cosmos is very important. And they are not arrogant, right? They are not conceit. They are also no longer ignorant, right? They have wisdom. So that's important. Okay, I just briefly give you all those things to make sure you understand. All right, Sophia, your turn.
Oh, okay. No. Okay, so my presentation will be about Mahayana Buddhism. Okay, here's our table of contents. And wait. Hello, my name is Sophia. I'm 13 years old and I live in Houston. Okay, so the first topic would be Mahayana history. We will be talking about pre-modern history and modern history. Okay. So pre-modern history. Mahayana in Sanskrit, greater vehicle movement that arose within Indian Buddhism around the beginning of the Common Era and became by the 9th century the dominant influence on the Buddhist cultures of Central and East Asia, which it remains today. The movement is characterized by a grandiose cosmology, often complex ritualism, paradoxical metaphysics, and universal ethics. The origins of Mahayana Buddhism remain obscure. The date and location of the tradition's emergence are unknown, and the movement most likely took shape over time and in multiple places. Here's modern history. As you already know, Mahayana Buddhism is the largest sect of Buddhism in the world. Mahayana Buddhists believe in the 3 turnings of the Dharma wheel. Other important milestones in the development of Mahayana include Shantideva's way of the Bodhisattva, which placed the Bodhisattva vow as the center of Mahayana practice. Over the years, Mahayana subdivided into more schools with divergent practices and doctrines. Also, in our society, Mahayana Buddhism is thought to be as a slightly changed version of Buddhism, while Theravada Buddhism is thought of as the original form of Buddhism. Topic number 2 would be Mahayana Sutra. The Mahayana Sutras are key texts of Mahayana tradition. These texts appear in northern India sometime after the death of the Buddha. These texts are considered to be the word of the Buddha within the Mahayana Buddhist tradition, but they are generally not considered as authentic teachings of the Buddha within the Theravada tradition. The Mahayana Sutras are largely preserved in the Chinese Buddhist canon, the Tibetan Buddhist canon, and in extant Sanskrit manuscripts. Around 100 Mahayana Sutras survive in Sanskrit or in Chinese and Tibetan translations. Some major sutras in Mahayana Buddhism include the Brahmana Sutra, the Avatamsaka Sutra, the Heroic Gate Sutra, the Jewel Heap Sutra, the Lakavatara Sutra, the Lotus Sutra, the Mahaparinirvana Sutra, the Perfection of Wisdom Sutra, the Pure Land Sutras, and the Vimalakirti Sutra. Okay. So here is some pictures of what some of the ancient ones look like. Topic number 3 would be Mahayana doctrine. Mahayana Buddhists speak of the 3 turnings of the Dharma wheel. The first turning was the teaching of the 4 Noble Truths by Shakyamuni Buddha, which was the beginning of Buddhism. The second turning was the doctrine of sunyata, or emptiness, which is a cornerstone of Mahayana. This doctrine was expounded in the Prajnaparamita Sutras, the earliest of which may date to the 1st century BCE. Nagarjuna fully developed this doctrine in his philosophy of Madhyamika. The third turning of the Tathagatagarbha doctrine of Buddha nature, which emerged in about the 3rd century CE. This is another cornerstone of Mahayana. The 4th topic would be Mahayana practice. Mahayana practices may include meditation, mantras, or the repetition of sacred words, visualizations, and vegetarianism. My family meditates and recites mantras every night. Also, my family is mostly vegetarian and we do not eat meat at home. Also, as Mahayana Buddhists, we follow the 5 precepts too. Topic number 5 is lay and monastic life. What are lay people? Mahayana lay people are people who practice Mahayana Buddhism and are not monks. Common forms of Buddhist practice for lay persons include visiting temples to pray, burn incense, place offerings of fruit or flowers at altars, observe rituals performed by monks, or the celebration of a Buddhist festival. My family and I are lay people. For life. Lay people have a close relationship to the ordained Sangha and provide the material and economic support to the temples and monasteries. Some do work in the temples, for instance, cleaning the premises, dusting the Buddha images, arranging the flowers, teaching, helping with the celebrations, and so on. Birth. In traditional South Asian societies, before a baby is born, the mother and father may visit the temple to receive the blessings of the Sangha. After the baby is born, the family may visit the temple again to receive the blessings. That because of the idea of rebirth, death has a special meaning in Buddhism. The body's energies come to an end, but the mind continues in a new life. When a person is ill or dying, it is common practice to recite or chant Buddhist texts dealing with life and death in order to ensure that the person is of a comfortable frame of mind. What are monastics? A monastic in Buddhism is a monk who lives at a monastery or temple and is devoted to practicing Buddhism and spiritualism. Mahayana monastic life. When Buddhism reached China, the monastics found themselves in a culture that didn't approve of begging. For that reason, Mahayana monasteries became as self-sufficient as possible, and the chores, cooking, cleaning, gardening became part of monastic lifestyle. Monastics also wear robes that can vary. Buddhist monastic robes come in many from blazing orange, maroon, and yellow. They also come in many styles. The orange off-the-shoulder number of the iconic monk generally is seen only in Southeast Asia. Monks and nuns live with a minimum of possessions. Needs and possessions are donated by the lay community. Also, Mahayana monks do not consume meat. They are completely vegetarian. Topic number 6 would be demographics. So as you can see, 6% of Buddhists are Vajrayana, which is Tibetan Buddhism. 38% is Theravada, and 56% of Buddhists are Mahayana. Okay. As you can see, Vajrayana Buddhism is located around like over here in this area and also this area, like with Tibet and Nepal and like Mongolia. And Mahayana Buddhism is like over here, China, Vietnam, Korea, and Japan. And Theravada Buddhism is like down there in like Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Burma, and Sri Lanka. This is slightly off topic, but fun fact, there are around 507 million Buddhist followers in the world right now. So most Buddhists are located over here and over here in Asia, of course. And yeah, mainly in Asia. Here is a video.
Mahayana Buddhism encompasses not just a single group, but a collection of Buddhist traditions, including Zen Buddhism, Pure Land Buddhism, and Tibetan Buddhism. Mahayana means the great vehicle, or greater vehicle, and is an amplified, more spiritualized Buddhist vision, adding devotionalism and complex metaphysics to the psychological pragmatism of the original teachings. The formation of this faith came as a path available to people of all walks of life, not just the monks and ascetics. In fact, Mahayana Buddhists teach that enlightenment can be attained in a single lifetime, and can even be accomplished by a layperson. Today, there are roughly 185 million followers. It teaches that all people universally can achieve nirvana, a place of perfected peace and happiness, much like the Christian concept of heaven, which is often seen as a state of enlightenment. However, in Mahayana Buddhism, nirvana is the lesser goal, with the higher goal being that of Buddhahood, in which a Buddha continues to take rebirths in the world to help liberate beings from mental captivity by teaching the Buddhist path. Thus, a bodhisattva, an important concept in Mahayana, is a person who is able to achieve nirvana, but delays it out of compassion to save suffering beings. Mahayana began as a movement between 100 BC and 100 AD, and by the 9th century was the most dominant influence on the Buddhist culture across Central and East Asia. Since its origin, it has divided into many sub-schools and sects, with a vast range of doctrines and practices. This includes Vajrayana schools, such as Tibetan Buddhism, which are often counted as a separate yana, or vehicle, but which are founded on Mahayana teachings. Because of this fractaling nature, it is often difficult to make blanket statements about Mahayana that hold true for the entire faith. In Mahayana Buddhism, the historical Buddha is regarded as a physical manifestation of the true body of Buddha, which could be described as a holy trinity of Buddhism. Described in the Trikaya doctrine, a Sanskrit scripture translating to 3 bodies, which are the truth body, the body of mutual enjoyment, and the created body. The truth body embodies the principle of enlightenment and knows no limits or boundaries. The body of mutual enjoyment is a body of bliss or clear light manifestation, and the created body, which manifests in time and space as a physical body. Thus, in Mahayana, it is believed that Buddha is beyond a human, but a formless, cosmic, spiritual body, which is also the ultimate nature of reality itself. Thus, the entire universe exists within and a part of the Buddha. This infinite reality also contains an infinite number of beings, and thus an infinite number of Buddhas. It is through devotional practices that we may communicate with these non-physical divine forms, Buddha and other enlightened beings. These divine forms are also the source of freshly revealed scriptures, called the sutras, which describe these devotional practices and new metaphysics. Reality is often compared with a magical illusion or a dream. All phenomena are considered empty, meaning they lack any discernible substantial essence and have no independent existence outside of the mind. The most commonly known sutra across Mahayana is the Lotus Sutra, and the most common practices among these Buddhists are meditation, chanting, hand gestures called mudra, and bowing. Progress on the path involves the cultivation of compassion, alongside insight into emptiness. More succinctly, all that is required is to purify the mind, allowing the inherent qualities of ultimate reality, the Buddha nature that exists within all beings, to shine through. Mahayana Buddhism delights in paradox and shifting perspectives. Devotees aspire to be reborn in the realm of Amitabha, the Buddha of endless light, who actually exists within each person as the true nature of the mind. The path involves the laborious savings of countless suffering beings, but upon investigation, all beings are seen as empty. There are really no beings, and so, no path. Everything is perfect as it is. There is nothing to do except flow.
Wow. Perfect.
So now time for the quiz. Number 1, what is the largest segment of Buddhism today? Theravada Buddhism, Mahayana Buddhism, Vajrayana Buddhism, or D, they're all equal? Okay. Yes, the answer is B. 2. What does the Sanskrit word Mahayana mean? A, old and sacred teaching, B, endowed with wisdom, C, great Bodhisattva vow, D, the great vehicle. Yes, D is the correct answer. Which of the following is not a Mahayana sutra? The Gate Sutra, the Peaceful Ideology Sutra, the Joshi Sutra, and D, the Pure Land Sutra. Yes, the answer is B. Where did Mahayana texts first appear? Southern China, Eastern Tibet, Northern India, Western Sri Lanka. Yes, the answer is C. When did the Mahayana texts appear? When the Buddha was enlightened, after the Buddha passed away, before the Buddha was born, D, recently. Yes, after the Buddha passed away. By what century did Mahayana become the dominant influence on the Buddhist culture of Central and East Asia? The 7th century, the 8th, the 9th, the 10th. Yes, the answer is C. 7. Do Mahayana monks beg for food according to tradition? Yes, no, occasionally, it depends. Yes, the answer is B, they do not. Mahayana monks are known to be A, self-sufficient, beggars, unfriendly, full. Yes, A. Lay people contribute to temples by donating money and supplies. Yes, the answer is A, it's true. And last one, what percent of Buddhists follow Mahayana Buddhism? A, 58, B, 53, C, 56, and D, 59. Yes, the answer is C. Thank you for listening to my presentation. And here's credit to this slide template.
Thank you very much. You two did a really good job on the presentation. Okay, so who can okay, let me ask you two. Okay. What the difference between the two? Theravada and Mahayana.
Theravada focuses mainly on helping themselves, but Mahayana focuses on achieving Buddhahood and reborning and helping to liberate all beings.
So, okay, that's good. Well, what about Adrian? What else?
In Theravada Buddhism, they beg, but Mahayana Buddhism, they don't.
Do you know why?
Because Theravada, they usually go with the original ways, but Mahayana, which is when it spreads to other countries, some begging is unacceptable in those countries, which is why monks becomes self-sufficient in those.
Yeah, that's right. What about the language? Theravada, they use what language? And I mean the sutra written in which language originally, and Mahayana written in which language?
Theravada, is it just Pali?
Yeah. What else? What about Mahayana?
I don't know the name.
Sophia, you did know this, right?
Sanskrit.
Yeah, Sanskrit. That is that is the original language, the native language of India in a very old day. And that language is no longer exists. Well, they don't use that language, and it's very tough to understand. But that language is near. We call the heaven language, or the similar to the Brahma heaven language. So what else? This one, do you think? Who knows?
Another difference.
Yeah.
In Mahayana Buddhism, they believe that everyone has Buddhahood, like but
what?
not.
What?
I think it's called Buddhahood.
Buddha nature.
Oh, Buddha nature. Sorry, Buddha nature.
Yeah, that is the Buddha nature. Yeah, all living beings, not only human, even the insect, right? They also have the Buddha nature. That means everyone can become Buddha, right? Later on. That's what we have, the Bodhisattva path, right? We practice the Bodhisattva. But in Theravada, they do not know the Buddha nature. It's not exist in the Theravada Sutra. What else do you think the difference? In the Theravada Sutra, what do they call the 5 collections?
The Nikaya.
Yeah, and Mahayana, we have many other sutras that like the list that Sophia give, many more than that, more than the list that Sophia have. And also Mahayana, we always respect the Theravada Sutra because that is the foundation. We need to rely on the Theravada Sutra to practice as well. And that is very fundamental. So, and what about Theravada? Do they believe in Mahayana Sutra?
Probably not.
Yeah, they don't. They say that that is not the Buddha spoken, right? They said that that is prayed by the patriarch in Chinese patriarch. Well, anyway. And in the Theravada, they eat meat, right? And in the Mahayana, we are vegetarian. I mean, for the monk and nun, they are vegetarian. And the Theravada is on the southern Asia. The Mahayana on the northern Asia. That's what they call the other name of Theravada. They call the southern Buddhist. The other one they call the northern Buddhist. So that be for the Mahayana. So that is another name. And let's see. And Theravada is very conservative, and Mahayana is very liberal. Okay. And what about in Theravada? How many Buddha do they believe? Agent, how many Buddha do they believe?
Is it one?
Yeah, only one. Sakyamuni Buddha, that's the only one. They don't believe Amitabha Buddha. They don't believe any other Buddha at all. And how many Bodhisattva do they believe?
None.
No, they do believe one.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh.
The Maitreya Bodhisattva, that is the future Buddha. And do you know who is Maitreya? Tức là Ngài Di Lạc á. You know Di Lạc Bồ Tát, right? Okay, let me show you the.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, but I want to show to the audience as well. So they, because later on watch it and they should know. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. Okay. Let me see. Hold on. They call the Maitreya Bodhisattva. This is the future Buddha. This is the only Bodhisattva they believe. And in Chinese, Maitreya Bodhisattva This is in India. This is the Bodhisattva figure. It's in India. That's how it looks like. I think India, right? This is look like it's in Thailand and the form like that, and this in China. So there he have many different figures. So so the Mahayana tradition. How many Buddha do we believe? Sophia.
A lot.
Infinity.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Infinity. What about the Bodhisattva?
Infinite too.
Yeah, because all the living beings, they have every living being have Buddha nature. That means they will become Bodhisattva. They will become Buddha. So the number have to be in infinity. So that's good. Wow, you guys did a very good job. What a difference here.